Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Staffing Sharks Review It. I'm Richard Rosner, and I'm here with my co-host and sidekick, John Raffini.
Hello, sir.
Johnny, here we are on a Tuesday, and we are a week away from Staffing World. Can I say that,
Yeah, we
guys?
are.
Man, am I pumped already. But our guest today, Andy from WurkNow. What's up, Andy?
What's going on, guys? How are you? Good to see you today.
Not much, my man, but I tell you what, we're just going to deep dive into it.
Let's
He
go.
has an all-in-one solution that he works for that we're just going to just jump right in and say, wow. So, Andy, give us the 2-minute tour about yourself a little bit and about the company history, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. So thanks again, guys. Really excited about this. Excited to see everyone next week, too. It's been a while, I think, since all of us have been able to get together in person. But I'm Andy Zarkatis. I run sales for WurkNow. I guess the best way to start really is just a tour of how we came about. Because it's a pretty cool story. I was excited to get, connected with the team here that is the brain trust behind this several years ago. But we're all former staffing owner operators, technologists. And I think we've all shared kind of the same concerns that the hiring process, especially for hourly work, high volume hourly work, continues to be riddled with challenges. It's too difficult. It's intimidating. It's not relatable to the way that that you're used to running your everyday life today. And the team here, had a great opportunity through a couple of successful ventures, both in staffing services and technology, to go and build this platform. We founded the company in 2017. Built product for 2 years. All the cocktail napkins that were collected from the late night chats around, wouldn't it be great if we could do this and everything, and put it all together into an awesome platform. I met the team actually in the thick of COVID, and joined in June of 2020. The funny thing is, we spent 9 months working together, and finally was able to meet everybody in person just this past March. So it's pretty cool, and I think a testament to the digital side of what we're doing as well. If we can have these conversations, on podcasts, you should be able to find jobs and get to work digitally as well, too. So a lot of the platform is based around that, and excited to share some details around that today.
Awesome stuff. And real quick, Johnny, he sold me on when it says all-in-one. John knows that, man. When it's a one-stop shop, I'm all in.
Absolutely. So what are there features? Tell us about the product and the capabilities that you have and the fact that you can do everything under one roof, so to speak.
Absolutely. So if you look at how we would be classified in the space, we really are a digital staffing platform. I think what's unique about us is the end-to-end solution that we do offer. And there's a couple of different ways that our customers like to work with us in the way that we are. So we architected the technology both to be end-to-end, but have modular options as well. So technology is difficult to buy sometimes. It's certainly difficult to implement, and ripping and replacing is not always the right answer. So, we're able to plug and play to start journeys with our customers, but we're also well equipped to be able to work with those companies that say, I want to transform the way that I do business today. I think a lot of, there's a lot of great products out there focused in specific areas. We put a unique spin on this to say, let's build a platform that provides all the benefits of having a mobile first experience, but allows you to take that all the way through to the work happening, time being entered, and actually being paid and billed as well. And that's very unique and allows us to create a number of different journeys, with our customer base as well.
So you're soup to nuts, rec to check, so to speak, and you go all the way through payroll as well. Now, is this a product that integrates with an existing ATS or CRM, or is it something that you get your product and you don't need anything else?
It's both. And we have customers that are doing it both ways as well. So I'll start to give you a quick tour of the platform on the front end. So our front end today is 2 parts. One is a private marketplace. This is a product that we're doing a good bit of work on right now. There'll be some exciting announcements that you'll see coming up at Staffing World next week too around that. And what's unique about that is it really gives the staffing agency the ability to work digitally both with their candidates and with their clients through a private marketplace that can be plug and play with their existing tech stack. Going forward, and for folks that are using our full platform, we have a full front office that is really built for high volume, on-demand staffing, mobile application built in that allows you to manage job orders, to manage fulfillment, report on all the things you need to report on as it relates to the recruitment cycle, and then getting the worker onboarded and to work is beautifully seamless in the way that we've built this. Everything from the employee perspective is on the mobile app. I get my assignment details. I get to go to the job. I get turn-by-turn directions and so on. And when I get there, I can actually clock in and clock out on my phone, or I could take advantage of one of the physical time clock devices that we also offer, because the customers that we service typically work in high volume environments that demand that as well.
That's
Wow.
good stuff. And I got to ask you, Andy, I'm in light industrial, so this is right up my alley here, man. I have so many candidates right now that has a hard time checking emails.
Yeah.
Is this user on their phone? That's the thing, is some of the applications I'm using now are not user on the phone. Is that user friendly?
Yeah, that's right. And there's a lot of time that we are spending on that experience, right? Because there's a lot of different flavors. Text, of course, is king still. I think most people want to be able to communicate that way, but also to be notified that way. So we certainly offer that at scale. In-app notifications, as well as emails, different preferences. There still are some folks out there that prefer to get emails because they don't like constantly being pinged, and they prefer to manage their life that way too. So flexibility here is key, and I think that's a big point in terms of the way that we look at the world. Is we know that this equation is not one size fits all. You have to have tunable experiences. You need to be able to adjust on the fly. So a lot of self-service features that we spend a lot of time thinking about, and a lot of custom user interfaces as well, to ensure that we can speak to the right candidates and get them all the information they need to do their best work with the company.
I like that a lot, because I always say this, and John knows this, you only got one shot with some of these candidates, especially in light industrial. They're getting thrown out. So if they got email after email to fill out, you're going to lose them.
Well, and it's all about making it easy to do business with the company. So if your solution, if a candidate, to your point, Richard, if it's seamless and it's very easy to view assignments and register, sign up, whatever, onboard, and then select the assignment pretty easily and do everything through one platform, especially mobile, it's a lot easier than going back and forth a bunch of times between, with emails and clicking this link and filling out this form, et cetera.
So true.
And one of the interesting things that we've seen with several of our customers, and the journey that they're building with us is, COVID certainly has opened up this whole new digital way of working. Many people, and some of the challenges they dealt with were, their staff that said, "Hey, you know what? I've always dreamed of, living in a big treehouse in Montana somewhere, but I still want to do the work, and as long as you allow me to do that, I'd love to." Well, we built this platform with that equation in mind, which is you can sit anywhere, and through the user interface, but also all of the automation that goes within this, you can still do your job in a better way, more effective way, wherever you are in the world. And I think that's important for what we will see globally in terms of the way that folks will want to work going forward. And what better way to bring that together with the folks that fill the jobs and the people that want the job than to do that in a single platform that anybody can use anywhere.
Is this a white label solution, Andy, or is it something that has the WurkNow brand?
Yeah, it is. So, but there's both. So we do have a private label option. All of our customers that are using the platform, especially in terms of sourcing candidates, hiring folks, are choosing to white label the app. We also have some folks that are white labeling the workforce management experience. So not only the mobile time clock that we offer, but the physical time clocks that are being used within different warehouse settings and so on. We have a really slick way that we've been able to allow them to show their brand and display that. And you would be amazed at how many people, both from the client side as well as the candidate side, look at that and say, "Wow, that's cool, and I want to work with that customer." That staffing agency. So great branding opportunity. We think that that's certainly the way that any platform needs to be able to be thinking right now, and we give a lot of options around that as well.
You're operating what is fastly becoming a crowded space.
That's right.
Lots, because it was no secret that especially for the contract labor workforce, if you're not on mobile as a staffing firm, you're going to be at a disadvantage. So lots of new players, even within the last 12 months, I've seen more and more players surface. How do you differentiate yourself from others in your space?
Yeah, and I totally agree. And what I love, and I have a lot of conversations with people actually that we compete with, or potentially even partner with, depending on what we're doing for a specific customer. We're all trying to solve the same thing. We all grew up in different areas, and we're coming at it from different angles. But the the one thing that we all hold in common is that we want to provide our customer base with a better way to run their business. And what's most important in that is to be able to provide the right experience throughout the journey of the candidate when they become an employee, and of course at the client level. Some of this is very new, to I think some owner operators out there that have run a great traditional staffing business, through the blood, sweat, and tears on the phone, beating the pavement and everything else. And so our differentiation is that we're giving each customer a journey that's going to allow them to step into this digital transformation in a way that's not going to completely upend their business. Some people are choosing to completely transform it right away to get ahead of it, but others say, I know I need to do this. I need some help doing it. And because we have this end-to-end platform that can be implemented and modularly, we can start that journey with them at an area that makes sense, and we can help them continue to transform their business as they decide to continue to add different components as well. I think if you look at the ecosystem, there's a lot of different players that focus on a very specific portion, whether it's I'm all about the candidate sourcing and engagement and talent, or I'm all about, on the onboarding experience, or I'm all about, how do I fill and build? We're giving you all that in one easy package. And we've been lucky to be able to build this at a time where we've got great technology that's super powerful and fast at your fingertips as well.
I love that. And then the onboarding, you guys will probably agree on this. That's the most important part right here. And I interviewed 35 people last month, and I did a little study here. 33 did their application on their phone. That's the way we're at now. And this is all light industrial. Nobody's getting on a laptop. A lot of people don't even have a computer. Their phone is that. So if you can make that mobile app robust where it can do everything, upload everything, you got it made.
That's right. Well, the problem we're trying to solve right now actually is, how do we make sure that you don't have to be too dependent on the mobile app? Everybody has 1,000 apps on their phone. I was just actually last night going through, all of my folders here on my phone and just saying, what are the things that I haven't touched or looked at in a while? So the mobile app is certainly very centric, especially as the work is happening, because people want to know, what's my assignment? Where do I go? How do I clock in? What am I getting paid? And so on. But where it can be cumbersome is on the front end of the process. So there's some really cool things that we're focused on, adding into the product right now. I'll share a little preview because we'll talk about it next week, which is one-click apply. Get a text message, be able to say, there's a job I'm interested in, share a little bit of information, and get the process started. And not ask for 3 or 4 pages of information right up front.
Amen.
You got to be able to get that person committed to at least provide information at their speed, but not overwhelm them to the point that they put the phone down and say, here we are again. I'm just, filling out an application that I used to have to get a PIN for with my thumbs.
You just engage. You're calling engagement is what you just did.
That's exactly right.
Engaging them to go to the next level.
And I love the one-click apply aspect. Again, in the spirit of making it easy, you want people to say, oh, it's easy to do business with this company. I just had to click once and it got the ball rolling. To your point, you shouldn't have to go through a ton of administrative work just simply to find out, okay, let me talk to someone now about opportunities. It should be, to get that ball rolling, let's get some initial basic information. And then to your point, do it at the candidate's pace, and not overwhelm them. And everything, what you were saying, Richard's true. Everybody's got a phone net these days, and they don't always have a laptop. And if they do have one, they don't always have access to it wherever they are. They do have the phone. So the mobile apps are definitely the way to go, And it's not, it's not necessarily just generational anymore.
That's right.
It's everybody who's in this line of work understands that that's the way to go, and that you have to have access to it. Otherwise, you're just hurting yourself.
That's right. I'm going to throw a little wrench in this, actually, and because tech's moving at the speed of light. Believe it or not, and I mentioned earlier how we're trying to find, solve very interesting problems. And one of those is, how do we make sure that you don't have to download a mobile app, at the second that you, engage and even go through the process? Because believe it or not, and, we've sat down with some customers, and, we've understood through talking to some of their employees, if you don't have enough memory on your phone for some reason, or you forgot your password to your iCloud account, you can't download an app. And that's another way that people say, you know what, I'm good, I'll go somewhere else. So that front end process, we're trying to find every way to give you the app rich experience without actually having to go through and download a unique app, and then still having that app as something that will allow the company to use it as a retention item as well down the road, and do some other cool things once you become an employee. So it's crazy, it's fun, it's exciting to be able to solve some of these problems, but some interesting things that we're finding out there in the market as well.
Of the clients that you have so far, Andy, that you've built, what percentage would you say have gone all in and incorporate the soup to nuts one-stop shop capabilities, and what percentage have kind of picked and choose a la carte different aspects to complement their existing business?
It's 30-70 respectively. It is I think my best guess here, which is, and it makes sense, right? It's difficult to go and say, I'm going to upend every piece of technology that I've been using, across my business, and completely transform not only the tools that I'm using, but the way that I use those tools to run my business. It's not, it's not for the faint of heart, but the beauty is that, we focus so much on making this, very user friendly, not having to sit through 4 weeks of WurkNow University to operate the tool, right? When I came in, admittedly, I'm a sales guy. Sure, I've done a lot of demos. I'm used to having sales engineers, that run those for me, and I was able to pick up the tool within a matter of, spending just a couple days in my first week, to get the basics down. And that's the way it should be. You should be able to sit down and say, you know what, if I know the business, even as a junior recruiter, I can easily go and say, there's my job order. There's my pool of candidates. Here are the different actions that I can take, just like I do in my everyday life, to be able to engage with those folks. And then here's how I fill the order. We want it to be that simple. So, it's certainly a task, and I think you're going to see that number start to become a lot closer to 50-50, John, as more and more folks get used to, the ease of use, and also look at the competitive pressures that are coming at them as well. I think it's an interesting conversation, because we've got two camps, that look at e-staffing, or look at these platforms that are coming in and, selling tech first, and saying, no, you know what, my traditional way still will win on relationship. And you've got the others that say, I need to be in this game, even if it's not all in, I need to be in it somewhat, so I can provide another level of service. So it's fun having those conversations. It's fun being able to, help these guys figure it out. And they're doing a good job. And I'm excited about what the future holds as well.
Good stuff. So now I'm going to throw this out at you. You're an entry-level recruiter. How easy is it to do job posting integration, everything like that? Is it a one-click way?
Yeah, so we've spent a lot of time going in and being able to help you set up all of the templates and all of the different configurations that you need. We'd love to get to one click. It's a couple clicks right now to be able to go, pull that template down, tell WurkNow exactly where and how you want to send that, depending on what integration you're using, and get it out there. I think the one area that I would say everyone is super excited about when they sit down and see it for the first time, is the actual fulfillment process, and how we've built that, which is, I'm going to go use WurkNow's matching engine to search for a pool of candidates against this job order that I've created. I've got that pool of candidates, and then I have different phases of which I take them through, and all those phases are something I send to them. via the app. I have an opportunity, take a look at it, let me know if you're interested. Or I have an opportunity, you're a great fit. If you accept it, you can go to work tomorrow. All that can be done literally in a drag and drop way within the platform, which is super cool and a different way of looking at it.
Wow.
Good
Pretty
stuff.
powerful.
And the recruiters, correct me or not, they can do this on their mobile too, right? Their app. I mean, they can recruit while they're on their phone, right?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things and that they can do on their phone or any digital outlet, whether it be a laptop, an iPad, et cetera. So one plug real quick: next week we are giving away an iPad at Staffing World. So come by and visit us. And the cool thing is we'd love to be able to see you go to your treehouse in Montana and sit down on your iPad and fill some jobs.
Hey Andy, real quick, John knows what I'm going to say. Did you say the Staffing Shark already won? Did I win the
That's it's under review right now, but you're the first one to actually drop your information in the.
There you go, John. You might as well put yours in the hat too now, right?
That's it. Yeah, but I'm afraid though, if I win, I'm going to have to find a treehouse.
Yeah. Well, hey, I can help you with that too.
Where are you based, Andy?
I'm here in Atlanta.
Gotcha. Very good. I think of Atlanta, I think of one word, and it's traffic, but that's another story altogether. All good.
You live here long enough and you know when to go and when not to go. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
There's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts left, though. I'll tell you that.
So Andy, I got to ask you, what sectors do you have? I know across the whole board, deal with everybody, or do you have certain sweet spots that you want to work with?
We are well fit for high volume, hourly staffing, industrial, commercial, call center based, any of that type of work that is going to be, short, medium, some long-term assignments. And so most of our customers are in that, the commercial staffing side of things. We do have some, corporate end customers that we use the platform to actually collaborate with multiple suppliers on, which is a cool feature as well, in logistics and manufacturing. So that area, anybody that's looking to hire at scale, we've got obviously seasonal hiring that's going on right now that, our customers are cranking on. So that world is our bread and butter today. Stay tuned. There may be some other areas that we go upstream into, but we want to focus on this world because it's been underserved for a long time. There's a lot of folks that are trying to figure out what's best for them. And it's great to be able to, help them. And I think that's the key to our ethos as well, is we want to see people be successful and we want to see people be able to transform and move along, with the industry and the technology world as it continues to evolve.
What I find interesting and differentiating about what you're talking about with your product, with WurkNow versus others, you hear a lot about mobile apps that are all just candidate side of the business. So it's an app to allow the candidates to see the job and select, okay, I want this day, this shift, I'm available, let me get that. But on the other side of that, there's usually a recruiter in-house or in their home office interacting with their ATS to make that whole process work. The recruiter usually isn't using the app. And what I'm hearing now is that this is an app that serves both ends of the equation and both could function equally on it.
So the app itself certainly is very heavily focused on the employee side of it. The WurkNow platform can be used mobily to do all the things that you want to recruit with. So I want to clear that up and make sure that
makes sense.
What I'll add to it though, John, is that one area we didn't talk about is that we do have client side app capabilities in two ways. One is a supervisor app that could be used either by a supervisor at the agency level to check in a group of people that are coming to work. So I've got 20 people that are assigned to me and I want to be able to sign them all in and manage their time effectively. It's a great time saver and a great way to ensure that paying bills right. And then we also have a compliance app that's used by a lot of our customers that have EH&S, environmental health and safety organizations that are very big on safety, that want to make sure that they can track and manage injuries as they happen, record all the data and everything that they need around that. And then from an HR perspective, that are very focused on managing compliance in terms of wage and hour laws. We grew up in California, so our baseline for wage and hour laws is the strictest in the country. So we take a lot of pride in that, and a lot of our customers come to us for for help with that as well.
A lot of capabilities with the platform, that's for sure. Wow.
Yeah,
that's right.
What a great selling point. So you're telling me, Andy, that these supervisors at these manufacturers can go into the app and do everything and see who's going to be there and everything that, and report it back to the recruiter basically, and they can all see it together.
That's right. All in real time too. Dashboards that the recruiter, two-way dashboards where the recruiter, or we'll call it the client service manager, actually can see who has checked in, who's at lunch, who's clocking out. And on the flip side, you can actually give that dashboard to the client. And this is one thing I love showing to, my prospects and also working with our customers on, because you have no idea how much time is wasted with the phone calls back and forth saying, hey, where's John and Rich? Why didn't they show up today? And now all you have to do is go and look and see John and Rich here based on when they were supposed to start their shift. They clocked in, and you could actually send a message, directly from the platform to the recruiter and say, hey, John and Rich haven't shown up yet. Can you help? So all those little things that that save time and help you build trust and transparency is a big part of what we're doing with this tech.
Man, I love it. I tell you what, and you know what? You just hit it on the head. Twice this week, I had to go back and forth with an HR person because we didn't have that integration. Back and forth through emails and phone calls, missing each other. I'm on a call. They're on one. This person's not acting up. Can you talk to them?
Yep.
This could have been all saved.
We're moving at the speed of light, and those things, even the smallest menial task. I'll give you an example of one of the customers that we implemented a consolidated solution for. They were dealing with managing 10 different reporting streams through email, which is I've got one report that I need to be able to provide to my management, but I've got to get it from 10 different sources. And they had come up with this crazy email SOP and the most amazing macro you've ever seen in your life in Excel to be able to whip all these reports together. And we went in and said, this is crazy. What happens when this guy wins the lottery and he's not here anymore and you don't have anybody to write this macro? So we were able to solve that. We saved him 70 hours a week.
Holy cow.
Man.
70 hours a week was being spent on reporting those 10 streams of reports. It was nuts. Wow. So just little things like that to be able to go and say, you can now take those 70 hours and repurpose them to meaningful, move the needle forward activities is huge.
Talk about efficiencies, and not just a time saver, but a huge money saver in that aspect. That's awesome.
Massive.
And you guys are solving a big problem, Andy, because how many times me and John will agree on this, that all the stuff that you're preventing, we have to do that every day. We're wasting 20 hours a week just putting out fires and stuff.
That's right.
Your integration will take care of that,
Yep. There's just the simple, and Sammy Singh, who's our co-founder CEO, I'll steal this line for him, and I'm giving him the trademark on this. But he says the simplest things, and it really is. It's simple things that you look at and say, this continues to happen. Why has nobody figured out and fixed this yet? In a meaningful way, and that's fun. It's fun to go have that conversation and to see those folks after an implementation who are saving the 70 hours a week and saying, my job actually means something now. It doesn't mean that I'm just waiting for the 10th email to come so I can get the report done.
Tell you what, John, when he said all in one, man, it's all there, buddy.
A lot of capabilities. Folks better go check him out. Booth 411 at Staffing World next week.
You got it.
Excited to see everybody.
The wildest thing is you keep saying you got more integration coming, more cutting edge stuff coming. Do you notice that, John? He keeps saying there's more to come. Dude,
well, I respect that. So that tells me that there are a group of folks that are innovators that don't want to be static. They want to keep evolving and adapting and providing solutions that are on the leading edge. And that's how you excel in any industry. And ours is no exception. You've got to adapt. The industry itself continues to evolve, and you've got to find ways to do the business better.
That's right. And we've all lived it. I think that's the one thing that for me is unique, and all the stuff that I said, Rich, in terms of the stuff that's coming, these are all ideas that they didn't just come to us. They've all happened. We just have to prioritize which ones we're going to tackle first. And excited with the progress. We've got a great team here. We've been blessed to be able to build this, technology at a time where it's so important, and can't wait to share it with everybody. Come see us, booth 411 next week. Can't wait to see you guys in Denver.
Awesome.
Staffing World. We're getting pumped for it, buddy. It's going to be a group. How many people's coming from your team, man? You got a whole group coming?
So we will have 3 of us there next week. So Sammy Singh, who is a co-founder, CEO, TJ Semi, who is a co-founder and CTO,
Nice.
and then resident sales guy here, will be manning the floor. So nonetheless, it's going to be exciting. It's been so long since everyone's been able to connect with these things. So can't wait, and looking forward to meeting some new faces as well.
And
Awesome.
correct me or not, what are you giving away again?
iPad Air, booth 411. Come see us. Everybody wants one of those.
And just let you know, you better go drop something in, because me and John already has our application in for it, man.
They both have taped the cards to the top of the fishbowl too, so they'll be on top. So
I'm just putting Big Shark on mine so you can see it. Boom.
I'm just going to give out a bunch of my cards to different people and say, go drop them in that fishbowl. So it looks like a lot of people are entering, but it's really just all me.
Oh, man.
That's right. All different colors too, John. I knew you had some up your
Gotta
sleeve.
love it. Hey, Johnny, any final thoughts on this solution as we wrap up this show?
No, I tip my hat to you, and I appreciate you taking time out to come on and share it with us and
Thank
discuss
you,
it. And there's some, if you're out there and you're looking for solutions, whether it be an a la carte to add on to your additional, as a complement to what you have in house, or you want a total end-to-end solution, it sounds like, your platform is one that definitely should be looked at. Interested to see it live in person and to meet you in person and to learn more about it, because it's got great capabilities. So I look forward to watching you guys grow.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys, and I can't wait to see you next week.
Sounds good. And Andy, I'm going to sort of like this. Thank you again for coming on. Instead
Thank
of all
you.
one, I'm just going to say all inclusive. Like we got the pool next week and everything. So you guys are like the all inclusive resort, man. You got it all down.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
Sounds good. Well,
All right, gang.
Hey, thanks a lot,
Guys,
Andy.
take care.
Remember,
Have a great day.
check them out next week. WurkNow. And we'll see you guys soon on
See you
another
there.
episode.
All right.
World, week away.